What's up, Saints and Aints? Welcome back to another episode of Music and Makeup. This episode, I'm reviewing Roc Marciano and the Alchemist latest album, The Skeleton Key. On the makeup, I'm trying some of the things that I picked up at the Makeup Show holiday event in New York City. So without further ado, let's jump into it. Today, I'm using the McGrath Mothership 5 palette. Let me show y'all what this looks like. Now, the star of the show, or the reason I purchased this palette, is for this shade right here. I want to do something that's kind of like holiday inspired. I'm going to start off by putting a little concealer on my lids to prime them. I'm using the Danessa Myrics Lift and Flex Concealer. This is in the shade 14. And I'm just going to put that on my eye. There you go, just to kind of neutralize and make that eye all one color. All right, so now that we have the concealer all laid and dried, I'm going to go in with a transition shade all over my lid. This shade here, this is Entrapment. And I'm just going to place that all over my lid. So next I'm going to go in and deepen the crease with this shade Obedient. And it's just a little darker shade. So now I want this to be a little deeper, so I'm going to go back in here with this shade. This is Extreme Aubergine. And I'm going to go back in with that and deepen the V and the crease a little bit more. Roc Marciano and the Alchemist recently released The Skeleton Key. And this is a follow-up to their last release, The Elephant Man's Bones. Now, I love hearing Roc Marciano over Alchemist production. Elephant Man's Bones was one of my most played albums in 2022. And I believe it came out in November. So that says a lot. And I still play that album to this day. I call it a classic because every time I listen to it, it's still like the first time that I heard it. In particular, Elephant Man's Bones and JJ Flash. Those are two that like still stay in rotation to this day. When they made the announcement over Art Basel weekend, I was excited to hear what this project was going to sound like. So now I'm going to go back in with that Extreme Aubergine again and pack it in the corners here in this V area to kind of darken that up. All right, so now I'm going to go in with the shimmer, and this is the shade Blitz Flame, and Lord willing, I don't mess this up. Okay, I gotta blend this some more, but yes, okay, I see the, okay. I like this. All right, so I'm gonna blend this out. This time he stuck to his normal formula of releasing music, and that is making the album available on his website first and then making it available for streaming, which I find incredibly business savvy and very smart. I personally went, it was a no-brainer for me. I personally went and copped it immediately. I love this format because I don't have any problem paying an artist directly for their work. I think in this day and age, we've all seen like what streaming pays, so on and so forth. We've seen what streaming pays, all that. I say all that to say, I just feel better knowing that the money is going directly to the artist and they're getting dollars instead of pennies. That's just me. Also, music gets removed from streaming every day. I've had music that I love disappear from off of streaming services, and yeah, I make a point to, whenever he releases music this way, I just go and buy the digital copy. Let's move on to primer. To prime my skin, I'm going to use the NYX face glue, and then I'm also using the Danessa Myrics blurring balm, but this one I'm going to use in the shade Universal. So let's jump into some of my favorite songs from off of this album. It starts off with the Mystery God, and he hit the nail on the head when he said that niggas put more thought into a post than they do their own music. And so Roc is another artist that I place under social commentator. A lot of his verses are commentary on the world around him, and he's got this real knack for putting it in a real clever and witty way. My favorite lines from off of here is niggas live vicariously through the kid and repeat my shit just like a parakeet. Going to now go in with the Danessa Myrics blurring balm powder, and this is in the shade Universal, so it doesn't cover the same. It still blurs. It just doesn't add that extra layer of color. One of the other songs that I like from off of here is Street Magic. I think that this beat is a perfect example of what I mean when I say that that Alchemist makes production that just really goes around Roc Marciano's style just so well. I love the saxophone sample on this. It's just a cool ass beat. My favorite line from off of this is, don't let these folks gas you, they casuals. You nicer than Marcy, that shit laughable. And again, more social commentary, because we have these discussions and arguments online about who's nice and who isn't. And sometimes when people are giving their opinions, I will be listening to what they say or reading what they say, and I'm like, they're not real rap fans. Like, they're not immersed in the culture. They don't know the history of rap. See that young man talking about soul samples are played out. That is a casual listener. Casual listeners, I'm not saying your opinion don't mean nothing, but I'm not taking it but so serious. So when we get to talking about lists and where artists rank for people, I always consider the source whenever I start engaging in these conversations. I'm going to go in and conceal with the Yummy Skin Lift and Flex Concealer. This is in the shade 17. This is just going to conceal under the eye and some of my hyperpigmentation. So another song that I love from off of here, and I have to say this is probably like my favorite song on this album, and it's Knock It Off. First of all, let's get into the production on this song. This beat is like so beautifully complicated with like the guitar strings plucking, and then there's this, I don't know what it is, like the beat slows up, and then it's like the beat slows up, and then it gets back to the guitar picking, and then it like slow up again. And meanwhile, Roc Marciano is just walking all over the beat. Knock It Off is full of quotables, but I have two lines that I really like from off here. And the first one is, my aesthetic, you can sell it, it's a sex pellet. How you get the look, devilish but angelic. With my ancestors in heaven when I made man in my image. But all niggas ain't handsome, just to be fair to the women. That, listen, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I'm gonna be using some of that on an IG caption. That's gonna be coming soon to an IG caption near you, baby. Next, so another line that I like from off of here is, up here where the air is thinner, ain't no weird niggas or square bitches to irritate my spirit. That's my type of carrying on right there. Keep the weirdos away from me today, tomorrow, and forever. All right, so for foundation, I'm gonna use the Danessa Myrics Yummy Skin Serum Foundation, and I'm using the shade 21N. I'm a neutral girly, if you all did not know. I'm just gonna put a little here on my palettes. All right, and I'm just gonna go in here with my flat foundation brush and apply. And see, it is a perfect color match to the point you can't see if I have anything on or not. And I just press that into the skin as I'm swiping. And I like this brush because I can get in the little nooks and crannies without disturbing very much. I'm going to buff this out using my Sephora 70 brush, and I'm going to also spray the face glue setting spray by Nyx onto it, and that's just going to press it into my foundation to kind of lock it in. I don't spray my face because I have lash extensions and they'll crunch them right on up, and I'm just patting, like not even a circular motion. Honestly, this whole album is like a study in lyricism because every single song is just bar after bar after bar of flames. Another song that I like from off of here is Rof. I think I'm pronouncing it right. This song has another one of my favorite beats on the album. I love the piano loop, and the whole song has like this really haunting feel. But I want to talk more so about how Roc's pen was on fire on this song. One of my favorite lines on here is where he takes the numbers 2 and 22 and incorporates them throughout his rhyme schemes. All right, so this is one of my favorite verses, my favorite line from off this song. Check 1, check 2, cop the crib with check 1, the Patek with check 2, Bottega with the Tech 22 on 22s. I had the deuce before I was 22, monkey see, monkey do. Come on now. Come on now. Listen, nobody is messing with that man's pen. If somebody tell me they don't like Roc Marciano, I know your ears broke. I know you haven't listened to a word that man said. I know it. I don't trust your ears. I don't trust them. So on the blush, I'm going to use the Pat McGrath Labs in the shade Forbidden Fleur. And it's like a berry shade. And I always apply my blush high and under the eye. And just pat this in, and I do blush underneath my eye. I'll never go no further than the middle. Another song that I like from off of this album is Skirt State, and this is probably like my second favorite song on this album next to Knock It Off. This song is like another example of when I say that he's got a witty way of like giving social commentary, because one of my favorite lines from off of this song is, you can't put getting nice before hygiene. Why all this YSL and Y3 if you gotta hide your teeth? Message. I know that the dental care system like really sucks in this country, but I ain't gonna feel no sympathy, no kind of way for you if you got on like $3,000 shoes and your mouth is fucked up. That should not be. That should not be. The moment I got my big girl job and my good ass insurance, the first thing I went to do was go put some braces on these teeth. There was no way I was gonna be walking around, and my mouth wasn't messed up before, but I needed braces. It was no way I was gonna skip that and get right to flossing. Ain't no way, baby. Ain't no way. So I'm always so happy that I did that. But yeah, I don't take nobody seriously when I see you drip down and your mouth looks crazy. Your priorities ain't in the right place. Don't be hollering at me telling me how much money you got and your mouth fucked up. You ain't seen a dentist or orthodontist or tried to make no steps to correct things. Okay, so the other favorite line that I have from here is, so it goes, these words got weight, it was worth the wait. Back when I was purchasing weight was one verse away from skirt steak or being burned at the stake. I like how he did that with the verse. So this is the other verse that I like. I told you this song has so many of them. Sneaky links, I'm a creep. Ride with the shotty beside me. That's my side piece. Only do pump and dumps, I got a wifey. Little fiery thing with the lime green beam. I love how he used women as a metaphor for the hammers. He has such a clever and witty way of putting things. It's just like you want to throw your phone every time you hear a bar. I'm going to go in and highlight, and I'm using the Danessa Myrics Lift and Flex concealers in shade 12 and 14. I'm going to use 12 on the inner corner, 14 on the outside. So I'm going to blend using the Danessa Myrics My Kitco collaboration blush. This is the MY3 brush. What I do is take the brush first around the perimeter to diffuse this edge and then go in and really start patting. I'm going to go in with a little contour, and I am trying something new this week. This is the Danessa Myrics Balm Contour. I saw them use it on Teach Me Tuesday, and one thing I heard is that it's very forgiving. I'm using the shade Deep, and I'm going to apply it using the Danessa Myrics Miami Shaper large angle brush. I'm just gonna take it and just, okay. And it is forgiving, I will say that. I'm gonna set my under eye using the Pat McGrath Sublime Under Eye Powder. And this is like my #1 pick for eye powders. I'm using the Alcone Puff. Honey, I don't know. So I got this, is from Alcone, and I got it at the makeup show. Oh, she's sturdy. Oh, I've been buying them little cheap puffs. Honey, this thing is sturdy. So now I'm going to go in for the rest of my face with the Charlotte Tilbury pressed powder. And I'm just going to press that into the areas where I did not put highlight. Okay, so another song that I like from off of here is Cryotherapy. And this song, immediately the beat sounded very familiar. Because it's got the same sample as Go Raw, and that was produced by Sovereign. I'm not gonna say what was sampled. So cryotherapy, y'all know that's like ice therapy or ice therapy for like your muscles or whatever. And he talks about his jewelry being cryotherapy. Again, a man who is witty. Like, again, that's another good example of wordplay. I'm gonna go back under my eye with the Huda Beauty loose powder, and this is in the shade Cherry Blossom. I don't know why the pink powder is beautiful on me, so I'm gonna keep rocking with it. And of course I have a favorite line on cryotherapy, and it's, I'm running out of hands to count. Y'all live in hand to mouth. I don't do handouts. Now, that's gonna be the motto for 2024. See, that's gonna be the motto for 2025, because baby, I ain't got it in 2025. I gotta put me first, Lucius. I gotta put me first. All right. Go in now and set the rest of my face with the Huda Beauty setting powder, but this is in the shade Cinnamon Bun. Shake this up first. I'm going to go back in and put some eyeshadow and some eyeliner on using the Extreme Aubergine, and I'm just using this little liner brush here. All right, now to bring some color back to my face, I'm going to use the Juvia's Place bronzer in the shade Dark, and I just go between the two for a little mix. For blush, I'm going to use the Pat McGrath Skin Fetish Divine Blush, and this is in the shade Paradise Venus. Another one of the perks to purchasing this album is that there were 2 bonus tracks, and one of the bonus tracks happened to be in my list of favorite songs from off of this album is Hard Drugs. Again, more penmanship on this. Another one of the perks of purchasing this album versus streaming is that it came with 2 bonus tracks, and that's Hard Drugs and Blue Moves On. And Hard Drugs is another one that I like. I love the line up here, and again, it's the play on the number 20. It goes, they say hindsight is 20/20, not when you're 20, drunk off that Mad Dog 2020. Trying to tell y'all, I don't want to hear nothing about favorite rappers. I don't want to hear nothing about nothing, okay? Out rapping your faves. Listen, one thing that cannot be denied is that man's pen. You can say whatever you want, but you can't say he's a bad rapper. You just can't say it. All right, I'm just gonna go and just put the blush back where it may have faded some. All right, so now that I have all my powders, everything is on, I'm gonna bring my face back to skin so I don't look so casket sharp using the MAC Fix Plus spray. And because I have lash extensions, I'm gonna spray it on the puff and then just gently tap my face. All right, and that just, it's everything. I'm looking so powdery. This is such a necessary step in my makeup. All right, and then I'm gonna just take my little dryer and dry this down. Now it is time for my favorite part of my makeup routine, the lip combo. Today I'm going with Fenty Beauty Gloss Balm in the shade Riri. My favorite lip pencil. This is Night Moth by MAC, and then of course, you know, I'm gonna top it off with Lava Cake Butter Gloss by NYX. All right, so we got that on. Now I wanna smudge this out. So this is where we landed with the lip liner. And then I'm just gonna go in with the Riri. It's a nice little pink color. Oh yeah, I like it. But not just yet, we're not finished yet. Because if I really wanna take it up, then that's what I go around with the Lava Cake. Right now, the most satisfying part of my makeup routine, I'm gonna clean this up because I feel like it makes a huge difference. Skeleton Key was certainly a pleasant fourth quarter buzzer beater as far as album releases go. My overall impression is that this is really a great display of lyricism. The production by Alchemist is top tier. Again, I love when these two get together. It's just like Alchemist knows exactly what type of beats to throw to him, and Roc Marciano just slides on them every single time. One of my favorite duos. The album is out on all streaming platforms. Let me know in the comments if you've had a chance to listen. What are some of your favorite tracks and what do you think about the album? Till next time, Saints and Aints. Love you. Bye.